Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. I hope you're doing very well. So today I'm here to do a full face of makeup using my oldest products. So all of these products essentially I've obviously just had for a while, hence them being quite old. But I mean, I'm always doing kind of declutters and stuff, but things that I kind of really like tend to stay. So I thought the older products that I like to keep, but even though some of these I haven't actually tried in quite a while, so I'm just gonna do a full face of makeup and hopefully see that they're still worth it. So let's get on to the primer. So I actually have two selections for quite a lot of products. I don't know why. I think it may be because I bought them around like the same time. So when it comes to primer, the options that I have is the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer or the Collection Prime and Ready. So these, oh my god, I know I have had these for such a long time, but they're both just as good. They're both just as moisturising, nice and softening for my face. I'm not sure which one to go to, so I might go for the Collection one today just because it actually has been a while since I've used it and I'm hoping it's still good because we all know what it's like with not expired makeup, but makeup you just left alone for a while. So I'm just gonna put it in my usual places and see how it goes and see if I need to add any more. So I had my first vaccine today. I just thought I would mention that. Today is Friday and I've had a day of leave and I was like, you know what, we are being like, because I'm like a frontline worker essentially, my organisation that I work for, we were offered you know, to apply to get our vaccination and it was successful, thankfully. So yeah, I had mine done today and so far I'm feeling okay. Like a lot of people are just saying, oh, you need to, you know, take some paracetamol, you need to rest, blah blah blah. And I went out like shopping and I've come back home and it's been about 3 or 4 hours I think, and I feel fine still. Like my arm is feeling fine, like I've got it done in my left arm because I use my right to do stuff, but I feel fine. Like I honestly have not felt any different, touch wood. So I'm hoping that this weekend I will feel okay. So that's the primer done and I'm going to go on to foundation next. So I've got either my Revolution Conceal and Define, which I've had for like a year and a half maybe, but then I've also got my Makeup Obsession foundation stick, and this I again have had for quite a while. I don't know why I've kept this one because I don't really like stick foundations. So what should I do? I don't know. This is in the shade L03. Again, it's been a while since I've used it and I think one of the problems I have with stick foundations is that when I drag it on my face it just doesn't feel right. So I think I'll use my Conceal and Define, but I actually really like this foundation as well. I don't know if I'm nearly out because I've had it for so long. This is in the shade F3 and no matter how much I love this foundation it still absolutely stinks, even not in the sense of because it's old, in the sense of because it's got that foundation smell where it smells of like paint. So I am just gonna put it everywhere because I want a bit of coverage today, because in case you couldn't see, my face is playing up again. But yeah, I thought I would just mention that I had the vaccine done because I felt, you know, very kind of thankful that I was able to get it done, because a lot of people have said, oh, how comes you can get it done? And I was like, well, I'm listed as a frontline worker and the organisation that I work for, obviously we deal with frontline work. I've been working the whole of lockdown, not that I actually obviously physically have to go out, but you know, the fact that a frontline worker can get one done and I'm not going to turn it down. And I know there's different types of people who have had it done, like elderly people, of course, like both my parents have had theirs done, people with ongoing health conditions, you know, a lot of people, there's different categories, and obviously I fell in the part of frontline worker. I do find it, I mean, I feel a bit kind of, I feel a bit selfish having one. Like my husband, who actually has to go out and do work, he hasn't been offered one yet, and I don't know if it's because of his work, but he actually obviously has to go out, and we've both been quite ill recently because of COVID, and I really hope he gets one offered soon, because it's obviously just not fair for people who have to physically go out to work to do it. But yeah, hopefully he will get one soon. But this, oh my god, I forgot how nice this foundation is. It actually making me look really nice. Ooh, not to toot my own horn, but yeah, that was the Conceal and Define. Really nice. Always recommend this foundation. When it runs out, I probably will buy it again because it's so nice. So let's go on to concealer, and I'm gonna, again, I have two. I don't have two for everything because that's just too much. So I have the KVD concealer. I've had this since my wedding day, so I've had this for like, oh god, like over 2.5 years now. So it's not, for me, it's not the greatest concealer in the whole world. It's really like sticky, and it's just a bit, I mean, the coverage is really nice because it is a full coverage, because it's meant to kind of coincide with their full, like their full coverage foundation, which I really loved as well. It's a good option. And then I also have the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, which again is another one of my favourites, and I haven't thrown it away. And I know that this might be quite older, because I got this in TK Maxx, so when it comes to TK Maxx stuff, you know that they're going to be a bit older because it's just stuff they haven't sold. But I might go in with the KVD today because it has been a while since I've used it, and I should probably try and use it up more, because it's been almost 3 years since I've had it, and I feel like it's a bit too yellow for me. When I purchased it, I did take my foundation in so they could match it, because I wanted a nice concealer to kind of match all my wedding makeup, obviously, and it was supposed to match. And this is in the shade Warm M17. I mean, I really like the foundation. It was really like really strong, like full coverage, which I didn't need as much back in the day, but it was just really expensive. It was like the most expensive foundation I ever bought, and at the time when I purchased it, I was like, I really want to get it to have like a high end, and I really liked like Kat Von D's like makeup at the time, and they're doing like a whole massive rebranding. How insane is that? Like I think it was a couple of days ago they announced that they were just rebranding everything, and it's insane because it's only been not even like a year or so since they actually, like, she left the brand, and then they kind of done a lot of different other things with it. But yeah, I just find it really strange, but it might be a good turn for them because a lot of people are not enjoying their new makeup, which is a shame because aesthetically it's a great idea. It's like vegan, cruelty free, and like tattoo you know, inspired makeup, and I do like the makeup. I just haven't tried enough of it to give like crazy opinion. Now I'm going on with a powder, so I'm going in with the Revolution Luxe powder. This is like banana powder. This is actually given to me by my sister because I don't think she liked it very well, and yeah, and I was just like, okay, I quite like it. And to be honest, these powders are quite old. I would have chosen my like my Revolution brick thing, but that's just like been used to death on my channel, and there's just no reason for me to just keep on using it. And this one I haven't used in a while. It's just difficult because the holes in there, it's just, and there's nothing to like pour it into, because the lid is so small. So that's kind of one of the problems why I don't like to use it, because I don't want to make a mess when I put on makeup. And because, oh god, I think I don't know what to do. So I put like a massive powder in here. I think with powders like this, because you're not supposed to use so much, you just use the lid, but we'll see. I like to cake myself in powder anyway. So far my makeup is looking pretty good. It's been a couple of days since I've worn any makeup because I don't really tend to film during the week when I'm working, because by the time I finish work it's pitch black outside. Well, it's coming up to spring now, but it's still getting quite, it's really gloomy today. It's only like 1 in the afternoon, but yeah, this powder's pretty good, no problems. It's just such a pain to actually use, but it is a nice powder, and I know that they have like lots of different tones. I know it's meant to be I'm pretty sure it's meant to be like a baking powder, but I don't bake, so there we go. I'm going with blush next, and the blush I have is from BH Cosmetics, and this is their floral blush in the shade Fiji Fun. And again, this is a really old product that I purchased on Beauty Bay. It must have been over 2 years ago. But one of the first mistakes that I made was dipping into the darker side, and I put it on and it looked like a bruise because it's so dark. I do really like it, and it's such a nice shade, but it's too dark. But then on the outer line there is the lighter shade, which I really like. It's got kind of like a shimmer in it as well, so you need to kind of tap off some of the excess. But you guys know I like to use like a lot of blush, so I tend to will just blend it in, and it's got a bit of shimmer on it, on the lighter side, which is fine by me because obviously I love a highlighter, and for me there's nothing wrong with, you know, that might be a bit too much, but we're glowing. I like it. My skin has been like really horrible this week. It's been so dry and I've been feeling really shit about it. Like there's nothing I can really do to kind of improve my skin. I'm trying my best to like, yeah, just kind of keep it like as maintained as possible, but I just get so many breakouts and it's very textured skin, so I have to just be very careful sometimes, especially when I take off my makeup. But we're doing okay, we're looking good. So highlighter, so I have 2 different highlighters, but I purchased at the same time because they were part of a set. So this is the I Heart Revolution like baked highlighters. I got these part of like a Christmas collection. It was at least 3 years ago. It was like a massive love heart, and you got a selection of these in there, and I kept them because they are so good. I've kept the Snowflake Heart, which is this gorgeous silver, and then I've got the Marzipan Heart, which is probably one of my favourites, and I think it's coming out of the packet because it's the cardboard of it is just breaking off. So I'm going to probably use the Marzipan Heart today because it is an old school favourite of mine. So I'm using my Morphe brush and it's gonna just, yeah, it's so good. I don't understand how they make highlighters like this. I know they like baked, so they make them a bit more like pigmented when you do that, but they're so nice. I really like these, and I like the little kind of gold speck in them as well. I don't know if that brings anything to the actual kind of colour, but you can see it is just so glowy, and I love a glowy highlighter, of course. So we're going on to the eyes next. So I don't know why I did like that. I've got crazy eyes. I'm going actually in with an eye primer, and this is one of the first eye primers I ever bought. So this is the Revolution Focus Fix eye primer. I never use it that much because it's not the greatest, but I am going to use it and then just pat it down with my sponge, because I'm not going to sit here for like 20 minutes for it to dry up, because I'll be here all day and I don't want to do that because I want to film another video after this one. So just going to set it down with my sponge. And I think, yeah, I got this quite a few years ago, and I think it might be running out because there's like barely anything on the dough foot when it comes out. So that's kind of settled in, but I'll show you the palette just as it dries up. So this is one of the first palettes I ever bought, and this is from Morphe. So this is their Happy Hour 15H palette. So I remember buying this when the Morphe shop opened in Stratford, in Westfield. And if you don't know what Westfield is, it's like a shopping mall kind of thing. So you have like the big shops like Primark and Boots and you know, Holland and Barrett, like the biggest shops in the world, you know, Holland and Barrett. But no, they opened a Morphe there. It was definitely at least 3 years ago. It was longer than that. And I remember going in there and I was like, you know what, this palette, it just speaks to me. And I have used it a few times on my channel before, but it's kind of like a lost love that I have, because I just, it's so nice. And I think it only cost me £12. And one thing I kind of do like about Morphe, they don't always change their prices when it comes to these palettes, because they do have a lot of new palettes coming out at the moment which are still £12, which I want to get. But yeah, let's go in with this palette because it's one of my old school favourites. Of course I'm going to do like a red look today because that's the palette. So I am going to go in with, let me see, remember if this is a shimmer. Right, I'm going to go in with Wingman, just here. and this is going to go on like my crease. And yeah, I remember the first time I went into a Morphe store, well, the one in Stratford, because obviously Morphe had never really been available in the UK before, and I'd obviously heard about the brand while watching YouTubers talk about them, and of course like with their affiliate codes and all this stuff. And when it came to Stratford, I was so happy because at the time I lived really close to Stratford, so I could just like hop on a bus and just get there. And when I saw it for the first time, I was like, this shop is amazing. It's like, it's still open obviously in the Stratford one, but obviously not at the moment because of the lockdown. But they always are kind of renovating like just how it looks, and every time I go in there it is like one of those nightclub shops, because the music is so loud. There's so many like TVs, screens, and just like loud music and everything. And I remember going in there and the person was just like, hi, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, all right, leave me alone, what's happening? That whole kind of, you know, that whole customer service mentality that I've been used to like ever since I was working. And I was just like, oh, just having a look around, and you know, just that whole normal shabam. And it is a really nice shop. I do miss going in like some makeup places because of the lockdown, but hopefully soon we can go back and I can go and buy more makeup from there. But yeah, let's go in with Snap, which is just at the bottom here. It's kind of like a kind of peachy nude, is it? I'm not very good at describing clearly, but yeah, it's a nice shade. So I'm going in with a fluffy brush. It's called Snap. Did I say that? I don't know. Sorry for the alarms. Here we go. So I'm just gonna put that on just the rest of the bottom of my lid. I'm not going crazy with like a look today because, you know, it's just one of those days. So this palette is still like crazy pigmented even after like 3 years. I think with certain brands, like I do quite like Morphe. I know that they've had like a lot of issues and problems around just their makeup and the whole thing with like Jeffree Star and stuff like that, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just here for makeup. I just want to buy lots of makeup, and like I said, they're kind of like a decently priced brand. It was a shame that when you know, after like during the first lockdown they reopened and so much was on sale, and I'm like, please don't close down, because you know, it's, again, you can buy Morphe products in the UK. Like you can buy it in Selfridges, you can buy, I'm pretty sure you can buy on like Cold Beauty and all that as well. So a lot of online brands are picking up these kind of brands, which is pretty good. So if the shop did close, you could still buy Morphe. So let's go in with a shimmer now, and I'm going to go in with it's so difficult because there's so many gorgeous shimmers to use. I might go in with Rooftop just here. So it's kind of like a peach. Is that a shimmer? So difficult to see. Oh yes, it's, no, hang on. Yeah. Sorry, just talking to myself. So here we go, and that's just going to go on here, just in the corner. Okay. I feel like some of these shades might be kind of deteriorating because it is, again, a bit of an older palette, but it's still going well. I like to pack it on. So let's go on to the other side. Okay. But yeah, there's these new palettes by Morphe which look really cute. I think they're like £9, and there's like a big selection of colours. So there's like a purple one, there's like a nude one, like purple one. I can't remember what it's called, but I really want one. And I keep on looking on the Morphe website and just kind of adding them to my basket because I really want it. But then there's nothing else I want. And then, you know, like there's certain brands that kind of stalk you and they're like, we saw that you were looking at this, do you still want to buy it? And I'm like, oh my god, leave me alone. Like, is this stalkerish? So I'm just going to put something in my inner corner. I'm going to put Trash Talk in my inner corner just to brighten things up a bit. But yeah, it's just strange when brands, like as soon as you close the page, they email you saying, here's a discount code, here's making sure that you want to buy this. And I'm like, the reason that I closed the page was because I wasn't sure that I wanted it. So, you know, it's always good to think things over, because you don't want to just buy something and you don't like it. So what I might do, I might go on my lower lash line with was it Snap again, but I'm going to take it really slightly and just tap. Yeah, because I love using products on my lower lash line now. It's like one of my favourite things. So, okay. Yep, I look a bit ill, that's cool. That's good. Perfect. Now let's go on to liner. So that's looking good. I'm happy. So I've got two different liners. I've got a liner from Kiko, and I've got a liner from MUA. This Kiko one I've had for about 2.5 years. I think it might be running out soon, so we'll see. And then I've got the Eye Define by MUA, which is, oh, I rave about this so much and I barely see anyone talking about it, so I'm gonna use it today. Yeah, I remember having this for quite a few years, but this might be the second one that I've purchased because I do like it so much. So I'm just gonna take it. I just made a big line, big wing today, that's fine. Okay. Try not to like be so crazy, isn't it? I've just gone way too over the top that I needed, but it's fine. Like when you say to yourself, I'm going to do a really small wing, and it ends up being like 2/3 of your face. Perfect. Now let's go on to mascara, and this is the Tarte, I think it's like the Amazonian clay mascara. I got this as like a wedding gift from my aunt. She had gone to America just before I was getting married, and I asked her to purchase me a couple of things from Sephora, and she was just like, yeah, you don't have to pay me. And I was like, okay. But yeah, so again, over almost 3 years old, so I probably shouldn't be using a lot of these products. I know, because my skin is already quite sensitive, and using old products is probably not the best choice, and this is getting quite dry, so I might have to bin it, but it's still not too bad. It's an alright mascara. Okay, and it's a mini as well, so it just goes to show you how often I use mascaras, which is not that often because yeah, it's old. So right, I'm going on to the lips now, and I'm going to do it off camera, but I'm going to be using my KVD Vegan Everlasting Lip Liner as part of my project pan as well, but it's, again, I got it when I was getting married, so it's been almost 3 years. And I'm going in with one of my LA Splash lipsticks, and this is in the shade Frankenstein. Again, I've had these for over 3 years now. I just really love these, and I just obviously love the packaging. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them on off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I might have gone a little bit over the top on my lips, but to be honest, it's a look. And I've gone a bit messy here, so I'll just stand like this. But anyway, yeah, this is my finished look with a full face of makeup using my oldest products, and honestly, it's good. I like it. I'm not going to complain, even though, again, some of this makeup I should probably not be using, but I'll have a rethink on some things and see if what I can throw away. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, because I am very active on there. So if you want to say hi, or I always follow back. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're healthy, safe and happy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.